I'm Patrick, and today I'm going to be talking about Tor. Now, Tor, you may be wondering what that is, and I will explain to you what it is, how it got its name, and everything about that. But first, we have to go in and define what the way the internet works, is that first there's the World Wide Web, then you have the deep web, then you have the dark net. Now, darknet is where things get a bit complicated, but don't worry about that. Pretty sure you'll get it. It's not that hard. Now, the deep web first is stuff that cannot be accessed by regular search engines of the internet, which is it's basically the more simple form or more isolated form of the darknet. Because eventually some people made stuff to access the darknet, but I will go on that later. The deep web is, for example, if a private company pays another company to create a private live stream for them only, or a private network that only the company can add, that cannot be accessed by the internet. But like Google, Bing, but honestly, who uses Bing? But Google, Yahoo, who even uses Yahoo? Just Google, just Google. It can't be accessed by Google at all. But that's basically what the deep web is, stuff that cannot be accessed by regular search engines. So the darknet. Now, the darknet isn't like this big thing. There's dark nets, actually. Dark nets are these huge networks that, these huge networks or servers that can be accessed by a search engine of someone's own design. Now, one of these mini ones, like Freenet, is one called Tor. Now, when you hear a name called Tor, you're like, oh man, if it's part of Darknet, then that's pretty scary. You don't want to deal with that stuff, which you're most of the part, right? And you think Tor represents for something scary. But Tor actually represents the onion router. One of the most terrifying and biggest threats to the internet is called the onion router. Now, the way it got its name was because the way Tor basically makes you anonymous once you access the internet, because it has this thing where it bounces you off many signals to hide your true identity and your information and all that kind of stuff, unless you make a transaction. Now, the way it does that is a style called onion routing, where it bounces you off on many signals, like I said. Now, the developers of Tor, you probably are wondering who created Tor. Well, there are no specific names. There is something called the Tor Project, though, which was a non-profit organization which developed Tor all around. Now, for Tor itself, Tor, it's basically a regular search engine. It's like the more advanced version of Google. Now, when you use Google, let's just say, hey, I want to search up how do dogs look like? Because you may have never seen a dog in your life, which is a very sad life. But you'll search it up, you'll get some results. Now, when you search up stuff on Google, it will show you 5% of the internet. 5% of the internet. Now, you may think, oh, that's enough. Well, some people don't. And that's when they'll use Tor. Tor shows you the other 95% of the internet, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. Because Tor is great for privacy, like I said. The onion routing, the way that it does, like I said, it bounces you off many signals. It's impossible to find out your identification unless you do a transaction of money or information or anything like that, because then they have access to your server. And like I said, Tor is a huge network of servers. Now, I lost track, sorry. Like I said, it can be a good thing also. Well, no, scratch that. It could be a bad thing because, like I said, people can gain access and possibly hack your computer and easily ruin your life. So this is more of a warning than a, hey, use Tor, thumbs up, right? No, this is more of a warning. I would not suggest using Tor, but if you do use Tor, be aware that you are not invincible on there. Like, you could easily get hacked if you make dumb mistakes. like I said, like you could make a username that easily gives away your information or whatever. But yeah, that's about it. And remember, stay safe on the internet. Tor isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it can be. It's one of the. I remember from middle school, my middle school teacher, Mr. Vicino. I'm not sure if any of you had him in middle school, but one of the first things he teaches us in one of his IT classes were one of the first rules of technology. Technology isn't good or bad. It depends on the user itself. Now, thank you for listening, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day.